I'm your host, OGMarv. I'm so sick of this motherfucking. I'm so tired of this bitch. I could just throw up. How is it that you can sit up and call me a loser, call me stupid, call me anything, when you are living off of me and our kids? Even my fucking dog has. The dog ain't gonna bite you if you feed him. If that dog knows, at least most of the time, I'm sure there's some exceptions to that rule, but generally speaking, the dog's not gonna bite you as long as he knows you're gonna feed him. This bitch ain't got the sense that a motherfucking dog has. That's how stupid she is. When your whole entire life is built around dick and your pussy, your outlook on life and your perception of life and your ability to even understand what's going on around you is greatly diminished. This bitch is a nut. They're pregnant with our daughter, and instead of her going to the goddamn medication after she had the baby, this bitch has announced this to me as if she's a fucking doctor. I'm not going to take the medication anymore. I don't need it. Yeah, you do, bitch. You need the fucking medication, you stupid motherfucker. They didn't give you Zoloft because there was nothing wrong with you. Zoloft is for people who need to get their mind fixed to where they see life the way normal people see life. Obviously, this bitch isn't normal. She's a fucking idiot. She's a nut bucket, to say the least. I'm not mad at her for being a fucking nut. I'm mad at her for not fucking fixing it. There's nothing wrong with admitting that there's something wrong with you. But there is something wrong with when you know there's something wrong with you, and trust me, that bitch knows as well as I do that she ain't got it all. She ain't operating on all 8 cylinders. If she would, there's nothing wrong. Shit, I got a 17-year-old that knows that there's something wrong with this bitch, okay? I was having a conversation with her today, and she was telling me some shit. And I was like, you know what? That's amazing that you know that. But here, a 35-year-old bitch that knows damn well and do something about it. See, I don't have a problem with people being mentally ill. If you're mentally ill, you're mentally ill. But if you decide not to go and fix the fucking problem, I got a problem with that. Anybody would and should. Because the fact that she doesn't fix it is the reason why me and her don't fucking get along. It's the reason I'm going to take my fucking kids out of there. I have an appointment tomorrow with my attorney, and we're going to get the ball rolling on this for real. And I'm not going to back off this time. I've been backing off it before because I've been feeling sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for this bitch no more, okay? This bitch has abused me, called me every fucking name in the book. How do you take and spend somebody's money but then sit there and call them a bunch of bitches? How fucking stupid is that? That you're going to cut the fucking money off. She should expect that too. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm cutting the fucking money off. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I'm so tired of dealing with this motherfucking bitch and her bummy ass. And how do you sit there as a bum and call other people names? Especially the person you depend on. The father of your child. This bitch, look, let me tell you something. I got 12 baby mamas. With the exception of this bitch, I respect the 12 mothers. And matter of fact, this bitch makes me, I'm sorry, the other 11 mothers. This bitch makes me respect the other 11 moms even more so. Lisa has done a wonderful job with our daughter, Marlisa. Marlisa's intelligent. It's like she can see down the road. That is something that is, to me, amazing. Because here's a 35-year-old bitch that doesn't have that much insight or foresight or anything. All she knows is getting fucked. laying on her fucking back. And if this nigga won't fuck her, the next nigga will. Logan Park is full of fucking dumbass motherfucking people, okay? I live in that motherfucking apartment complex if my life depends. I'd rather be in the street in any other city than to be in Logan Park in Sacramento. That's real talk. It's a dangerous place. It's a crip stronghold. You suddenly walk in there and get caught in the middle of a gun battle. I don't want my kids there. I damn sure, I especially don't want my son there. You know, and she's already fucked up my daughter's mind to the point where my daughter doesn't see that there's anything wrong with mom and doesn't understand why I have a problem with it. Except for when, you know, something, when her mom does something to her, then, you know, it was a problem. Like last week she was here. Mom took her phone. That's all she talked about the whole time she was here was the fact that her mother took her phone. Shamari is almost as bad as Shanika. And I can tell you right now, at the rate she's going, she's going to be just like her mother. Can't miss. Because her mind is already starting to turn to evil. Now she's telling me she's gay, bi or some shit. I was talking with her yesterday. Well, actually, we were kind of more arguing than we were talking, because she was trying to convince me, and I'm not really sure that, you know, that it was all her, because I think some of this was actually her mom, and you know, I don't have any way of knowing which one is which, but you know, Shamari is basically saying that me and her mother arguing is what turned her to be a bisexual. And so I asked her, I said, you've been having sex? You're 12 years old. You know, she's not even of an age to give consent for sex. So if you haven't had sex, how do you know you're a bisexual? Why would she say that? Maybe that wasn't even her. Maybe that was Shanika. I wouldn't put that past her, because Shanika is, you know, and destructive. Hell, it's no telling what she might be able to do. But she spent all her time, you know, trying to figure out ways to get out of working, ways to get something for nothing. And, you know, I have an internet friend that's similar to Shanika. And, you know, during the course of our friendship, you know, I've asked her, you know, why won't you just, it'd be easier, you know, she asked me for money. I'm not gonna give nobody it. I asked her, I said, why? I said, wouldn't it just be easier to get a job than to get on here and ask men that you don't even really know for money or something like that? At least you're gonna get a consistent check, as opposed to getting up on the internet asking random men for money. Or single. I'm not one of them. Look, even when I was a young guy, one of the reasons I didn't go to bars and clubs is because I wasn't just to sit there and buy drinks for some bitch that I'm not fucking. I'm not buying you shit. I'm just not doing it. Everybody needs to go and make their own goddamn money. That's the bottom line. You want something, go fucking earn it. I went out and worked. I worked all my life. You know, look, when I was at 11 and 12 years old, I wanted money because my mom didn't believe in just giving you money for nothing. You had to earn it. So unless I did some, you know, a whole bunch of chores, and like I didn't like mowing the lawn and shit like that. Actually, I was allergic to grass. So mowing the lawn was kind of out of the question. So if I wanted money, I had to find some way of making it. What I did was I used to belong to the boys club. I went to the boys club and I made a shoe shine box. And the little bit of allowance my parents did give me, I think I used to get 25 cents a week at first. I saved my little 25 cents a week and bought me some shoe shine supplies. You know, brushes, wax, cloth, and polish. And I went out there on East 14th and 85th Avenue. I lived on 86th and B Street at the time. And I stood up there on 85th and East 14th, and as businessmen would walk by, and I always look down at their shoes and see what kind of shoes they had on. If they had shinable shoes, I would approach them and ask them, "Sir, would you like me to shine your shoes?" It's I guess because they thought I think they thought that I was cute, so or at least industrious. That's my point. I was industrious when I was a young boy. I wanted to make money, and I didn't mind earning it. I didn't mind working for it. Been like when I had a job, if the job work called for working in the morning, I usually didn't get jobs that worked in the morning because I really wasn't a morning person. I preferred going to work in the afternoon and get off at 1 o'clock in the morning. Basically, that's what I did. Even when I drove a bus, I would sign on runs that wouldn't come to work until 4 or 3:30, 4 in the afternoon, and I'd get off at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. That worked for me. But the point is, I went to work every day. I didn't take off a whole lot of sick time. I didn't get sick that much, and I didn't. The only time I would it be if I wanted to, some of that nature, having to do with school. I would, make a way to do that. But other than that, I was at work. I'd go to work every day. I didn't play. I don't feel like working today, and I'm not going. I was a very good employee. I held on to my job. I worked for the Oakland A's and for AC Transit at 2 separate times, but 10 years each. And I went to work every day. I made really good money because I didn't call in sick. You can't make money if you're calling in sick. Although at AC Transit you could, because Oakland A's did not. So if you didn't come to work for the A's on the days you were supposed to, you didn't get paid for that day. Point is, I was taught about the value of work. Service for 20-some years, and when he got done with that, he went to the post office and went to work for the post office for a number of years for them. Point is, my dad always worked up until the point where he killed himself. What she cared about was the fact that he had a medical plan. She had polio. That way, she could go to the doctor and hospital when she needed to. That was all she cared. She didn't give a fuck about my dad, just like Shanika didn't give a fuck about me. Shanika used me the same way my mother used my father. At the time, I didn't realize that when I was a kid, but after, I think I realized that, after I got her to this day for that. And if there is such thing as afterlife and I ever see it, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind. I don't deserve a fuck. It's wrong. It's wrong to be with a person and pretend you love them when you fucking don't. It doesn't make that person feel good. How do you think I feel? Knowing that, knowing after the fact that I was in a relationship with that fucking whore for 12 years, and she didn't give a goddamn rat's ass about me. Has the nerve to tell me to fuck myself even now. Ignorant bitch. She's lucky that I'm not the kind of guy that she would say that to would fucking get a gun and blow her fucking brains out. Straight up. And she deserved it. She would deserve it. They just with her because she got money. I don't appreciate nobody that does that. People like that are fucked up. And, it's a damn shame that this so-called God, allows people to do that kind of shit. Because, I don't even think there is no fucking God. What the hell kind of goddamn God is it that would allow a person to do that to another person? I don't believe there is no motherfucking God. I think that's some bullshit. I took Black history in college, and that was one of the things that we talked about was the fact that the Bible, where did it come from? Who really wrote it? We don't really know where that came from. We don't really know who wrote it. We don't know shit about that motherfucker. I think that the idea of the Bible was made and created to give the slaves a reason to think that there might be a God, so that they wouldn't take the master's shit. I seriously believe that's what it was all about. It's derived from a lie. white people have been lying about shit for years in order to maintain control of certain segments. Particularly Shanika's ass, I could fucking throw up. And then she has the nerve to sit there and talk about, I don't like you, nigga. Well, bitch, if you don't like me, why the fuck are you spending my money? I don't like you either. You had I wouldn't fucking even talk to your ass if I didn't have to. But you ain't got to worry. When these kids grow up, I'm done. I'll never speak to your hairy fucking ass again in life. Never. And you know, as far as Shamari's concerned, I'm sorry that she gets upset because I have issues with her damn mother. And it really upsets me that she doesn't have an issue with her mother. You know, shouldn't have a problem with that. You know, that's because she's young. If she was grown, I'd say she was an idiot. But the fact that she can even up for me, because I'm not seeing it. Shamari's never really made me feel all that special. My son, on the other hand, I think he's genuine, and I intend. Shamari's already fucked up. There's nothing I can do with her. A 12, almost 13-year-old. It's hard as fuck to change that mindset. She's already who she's going to be. Marshawn, on the other hand, is not. And I don't want him to play games, manipulates, does all the things that Shanika does. And, Shanika was complaining to me about that a couple of weeks ago. And I said, well, where do you think she gets that from? She didn't learn that shit from me. I don't do those things. She got that shit from her mother. All fucked up and crazy. And I had to stop her. I said, look, you're not going to sit there and talk to me like your mother does, okay? Shanika does that, and I said, gets away with it because she's grown. And I said, she really doesn't get away with it because I do shut her ass down when I need to. It's a goddamn shame that Shanika doesn't have fucking met that fucking bitch. I wish I just fucked her and moved on like everybody else does. I shouldn't even fucked her. Because now, my life's kind of tore up. If it wasn't for her, my life would be really straight. I got a nice lady right now. You know what I'm saying? My girl makes good money. We live comfortable. This house is worth $450,000. She could easily get a half. Let me show you something here real quick. You see that? That's a Mercedes Benz. That's what we drive. Okay? And it has class, stretch of the imagination. She's a slut. She's a nigga bitch and she acts like it. I had no way of knowing that she was going to turn out to be this type of person. Had I known that, I would never have been with her. I've never been with a nigga bitch before. She's my first and last one. Fellas, if you listen, pay attention to what kind of woman you're with. It's important. Look at her before you decide to do anything that's long-lasting with her, like have children. I wouldn't have had no kids with this motherfucking cow had I known she was the bitch that she is. And did the right thing. Mary worked hard and did the right thing as well. We both used to work and they live right now. We live good. We can go out and buy anything we want. We can go anywhere we want, anytime we want. Shanika will never be able to do that. She can't do it now. She won't be able to do it later. Somebody asked me today, was she still living in Logan Park? And I was telling them, yeah, she lives in Logan Park. Where the fuck else is she going? If she don't get up off her ass and doesn't go to work, the money she gets from the kids is not going to ever be enough for her to move. So whatever, I think she said something to me about she's going to be trying to move. I was thinking to myself, how the fuck you going to move when all you getting is a little less than $700 a month? Where's she going to get the deposit last month's rent from? Not for me. That's for damn sure. Shit, fuck that motherfucker. Shanika will be in them fucking apartments at Logan Park in the year 2050. She ain't going no motherfucking way. Because nobody's really, people aren't really taking those Section 8s like they used to already. She had a hard time finding that few places in Sacramento that even accept Section 8. Nobody wants people that are on Section 8 because the government no longer pays for the damages you do to their shit. So the consequence, most landlords don't want to bother with that. Tear up your shit, fuck up your damn property. They're not going to pay for it. And the government's not either. So Section 8 people are kind of just, deadbeats and not worth a fuck in terms of, making money and being profitable as a landlord. Anyway, people like that to a certain degree. But then on the other hand, no, I don't, because you can get up off your fuck with money in other people's pockets. It's really simple. It's not even that hard to do. Anyway, life is fine. If it wasn't for that bitch in it, it'd be fine. I don't know, people understand because, like Shamari doesn't understand why I'd be so upset. Anytime you got to give money to a motherfucker that doesn't even like you, but has the nerves to still accept your money. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If I don't like you, you ain't going to do shit for me. And if I had kids like this were the other way around and I had the kids, she couldn't give me a fucking dime. Okay? And if she did, I'd put that money in the fucking bank for them, not for me. You don't spend your children's money. Any parent that does that is a low-life parent. And that's exactly what she is, a low-life. She's not even a mother. She's a low-life. Fucking scum bucket. A fucking bum. Anyway, folks, have a nice Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching this video. If you watched it live, and if you watched the video later, I appreciate that you do like and subscribe to my channel, please. And I'll talk to you later.